Hey guys, welcome to another unboxing video, and for this one I have got that guy. It's a pretty big box. This is the new Wacom Intuos Pro Paper Edition Large. So I have been a user of Wacom tablets since 2003. I started with the Intuos 3 and have been working my way with one every year since. Now, in full disclosure, I currently work at Wacom, so I got this unit for free, which is why I don't want to do a review, because I want to make sure that this whole thing is unbiased. So I'm just going to give you the facts. I'm going to show you what it's like to unbox it, and I'm sure as more people will get these devices in their hands, you'll start to see more weighted reviews. So for now, we'll just unbox this and look at some of the details about it. I'll also set it up on my computer here and walk through how you actually get it with the new drivers installed and get it configured for initial use. All right, so let's bring this over here. And where's my knife? There's my knife. All right. So it's a huge box. This box is big. Then again, it's a large tablet. The new Intuos, we just announced them at CES 2017, so like a little over a week ago. And there are 4 new units. So there's the Intuos Pro Medium and Large, and then there's the Intuos Pro Medium and Large Paper Edition. And so this is the Paper Edition, and I'll show you what that means. So just let's continue with the plastic wrap. All right, so this won't fit on, I don't think, in the overhead camera. So I'm just going to show you over here. Probably better to put the blade away. I do really enjoy the unboxing of this. I've done it before. I've seen this box months ago, and it's kind of like a book. So you have here a black and white section, and then you have the color section. So the black and white section will open up first. This is where you'll have, for the paper edition, you're going to have the accessories for paper, which is the gel ink pen and a paper clip holder and a few other things. And then on this side, you're going to find the real goodies, with the tablet, the Pro Pen 2, and the pen holder and other things, which we'll look at in a second as well. So to start, let me go ahead here. Oh, this is huge. All right, so I'm going to take this out. Put this over here for now. All right. Here, let's do it this way. So, Velcro. Very nice. All right. And so here are the paper accessories. So the first thing we'll start up here. This is a kind of a pen holder. This will hold your pens if you open it up. It has a spot for 1, 2, 3, 4 pens, and then a spot for this, which is, let me just get the plastic off. This is the paper clip. So I'll show you a little bit. This clips onto the tablet, and so you can store this in here. And then here is the gel ink pen. Now, as far as pens go, I've used this pen for a couple weeks now. We've had a bunch of samples. And I'm not just saying it, I absolutely love this pen. I love the weight of the pen, and just drawing with it. I prefer gel ink pens over ballpoint pens, to be honest, and it's got a really kind of fine tip edge. So this is good for anyone who sketches up. So that can go in here. If you want, it can kind of just go into the little elastic band right there, so you can travel with this. Okay, then we have some materials, and this is also really important. If you just got this device, make sure you follow the kind of onboarding, which starts at wacom.com/start. That's really important. All right, so we'll do that, and then we have some paper. So the paper is kind of, there's a little bit of an adhesive, but it's pretty much any standard 8.5 by 11 paper you can use, or A4 and A5 paper. So I'll just take it out here. Okay, so we're done with that. All right, I'll put this back in the box later. And so here you can see it's just, it has an outline of the paper. This is the clip I was telling you about, and just some blank pieces of paper. Okay, let's get the other side. All right, so remember we unboxed the side with the black and white illustration. Both the large and medium will have black and white illustrations and then color illustrations. So the black and white is supposed to signify or represent the sketching phase, which the paper edition supports, where you can basically put paper on top of your Intuos Pro tablet, draw, and it'll record the sketches, kind of like our SmartPad line, the bamboo SmartPads. And then the color side is where you would actually edit on your computer. So I'm gonna get that out because that's kind of what this is all about here. All right. So another big box. All right. Same thing here, just kind of there. Okay. This is the tablet in its shrink wrap. So now I'm going to tell you something. This would be whether I was working at Wacom or not. As a longtime Intuos Pro user, I will go on the record and say that this is by far the prettiest design I've ever seen of a tablet. Any tablet anywhere. Any of the Intuos Pros, this outshines them all. The back is just like the beautiful, kind of like a metal finish. Here you can kind of see it here. And just everything about it. It's thinner, it's light for the size, and just everything about it is beautiful. So this is it. You can see we have express keys here, 4 on top, 4 on the bottom, touch ring, button in the middle of the touch ring. All right, let's just put that off to the side for a second. This is the Pro Pen 2 holder. So, and I'll show you some tricks here, because there are nibs in here, much like the other Pro Pen holder. And here is the Pro Pen 2. So the Pro Pen 2 kind of looks like the original Pro Pen. Let me grab it right here. This is on this side. This is the original Pro Pen. This is the Pro Pen 2, so you can kind of see some accents. The buttons feel a little bit different. The nib is different, and that's because this has 4 times as much pressure sensitivity. This is a little over 2,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, and this is over 8,000 levels of pressure sensitivity. So, but if you are comfortable and familiar with the original Pro Pen, you will definitely find yourself at home with the Pro Pen 2. All right, so this is kind of another getting started packet, but there is something in here that I always look for, and that is this right here, which has 4 different color rings to help you identify your pen. So for me, I like the blue, so I'm going to take this blue one right here. Then just take the Pro Pen 2. Here, let me put this over here. You unscrew the cap at the top, and then there is this little ring that each of them are unique colors, and helps you, like I said, kind of stylize and identify your pen. Just slide it back on and then put the cap on. And there you go. Something else worth looking at is this kind of sample kit of surfaces. So you can actually purchase an accessory pack of different surfaces for your Intuos Pro. There's a smooth, there's a standard, and then there's a rough. And the rough definitely feels rough. And so you can just take your pen and then just feel and smooth, it just glides on smooth. Standard has that kind of what you would expect, the grippiness. Rough definitely has more of a toothiness to it. The final thing to take out of the box is this, the cable. So one important thing to note, this is a USB-C to USB-A cable. So you've got USB-C, which is what connects to the tablet, and then you've got your traditional USB-A. So the thing that you have to understand is if you are an owner of the 12-inch MacBook or the new 2016 MacBook Pro with Touch Bar, you only have USB-C ports on there. So out of the box experience, if you want to use your Intuos Pro right away, you either have to have a USB-C to USB-C cable, or you need an adapter that will convert this USB-A to USB-C. The kind of things that everyone had to go through when Apple announced the MacBook Pro a few months ago. All right, so let's kind of get this stuff out of the way here, because I want to show you something. So one of the first things I actually do when I get my Pro Pen or Pro Pen 2 out is I change the nib from the one that comes with it. And I want to show you how you can do that with the Pro Pen 2 that comes with the Intuos Pro. The Pro Pen 2 also comes with the Cintiq Pro and the Mobile Studio Pro. Our lineup there now has Pro Pen 2 support. So here's how to do it with this new pen holder. You can see the pen holder, there's a kind of a rubber bottom to prevent skidding, and then there's a little hole over there. So the way you can see a diagram here that shows what you're supposed to do. You take your pen, you put the nib in the hole, and at an angle you kind of pull out, and then the nib will kind of pop out. Now to actually get the nibs, the way I do it is I put the holder right side up and I press down and I twist, and then the top comes off and you'll see the nibs right here. So I prefer these rougher nibs. They're white or kind of gray. And one thing I want to show you is there is a difference in size. So those of you who ask if you can use the nibs from the Pro Pen 1 in the Pro Pen 2, I don't know if it's going to focus, but hopefully it will. The Pro Pen 2 nibs are thinner in the stem, but it becomes a little bit more pronounced at the tip, whereas the Pro Pen 1 nibs are kind of uniform throughout. So with that, just take the nib that you just removed and you can kind of slide it back into its slot, and then just kind of there, oops, and then snap this back in. And then just take the nib and slide it in just like you always would. And then the pen can just kind of sit in the holder here, or you could have it sitting like that. So that's how you use the Pro Pen 2, how you get the nibs out where they're kind of hidden. So before we connect the Intuos Pro to the iMac, I want to compare my original tablet. So this is the Intuos 5 Touch Large. So this is what I've been using for the past few years. And let's go ahead here. I'm going to put it down so you can kind of see it. And let's take the new one. So that is quite impressive. You have the same working area, but that's really nice. I mean, this is basically what we were able to slim it down a substantial amount. And it's, again, thinner, lighter, and more powerful. All right, so now I'm going to connect the Intuos Pro to the computer. We'll get it set up, run some firmware updates, and get everything ready to use. All right, so again, I've got my Intuos Pro Large Paper Edition, and one thing I want to show you, I didn't go over this during the unboxing, there's a little switch here. There's a power button, because this has wireless Bluetooth connectivity, but there's a little toggle switch right here. And what that is it controls whether the touch functionality of the tablet is on or off. So just switch it to one side to turn the touch on, and you'll have full kind of gesture support, and then switch it off if you just want pen support. Now, before we begin, I write left-handed, so whenever I work with a Wacom Intuos Pro tablet, I have the express keys on the right. So I guess like that. And that way, when I'm drawing or writing, my arm or my wrist or my hands don't actually touch the buttons. So for now, I'm going to just connect this over here. Now you'll know it's turned on because on the touch ring, there'll be a little LED light indicating that it's on. And when it's connected using the cable, it's actually charging the battery here within the Intuos Pro tablet. So when you disconnect it, you can enter into wireless mode. All right, so now we need to get the latest drivers installed. To do that, we'll go to wacom.com/start. And because we're working with the Intuos Pro, we'll click on View Now. Okay, so we've connected the tablet to the computer. Now we need to download the latest driver. So I'm on a Mac, so I'll click on Mac. If you're on Windows, you'd click that. Now all you'll do is double click on the driver installer, run through it, and one thing to note is that when it's done, you're going to have to reboot the computer. So make sure all of your documents are saved and you're ready to restart. And when you reboot, you should have this setup wizard ready for you. So we'll just go through it and we'll click start. Now, if you don't already have a Wacom ID, you'll be prompted to create one. And I do, so I'm going to go ahead and click on login, which will launch a web browser. And again, if you don't have a Wacom ID, you can click one right here. But because I do, I'll just enter in my login credentials. And when you're logged in, you can close this tab now. When you turn back to the setup wizard, you'll see that you're confirmed that you're logged in. We'll click next. And this is really important for me, like I mentioned, because I am left-handed. I actually use the orientation where the express keys are on the right and nothing is on the left. So I'll click next. The setup wizard's smart enough to determine if you've previously had a tablet installed, and if you had custom settings for your express keys or your touch ring, you can import those. So I'm going to click import, and you'll see that it was successfully imported. Now this is a feature, again, specifically for the paper editions of the Intuos Pro. Now this setting specifically for the paper edition of the tablet, where you can put a piece of paper on the tablet, use the ink pen that came with the Intuos Pro, and actually draw right on top of it. Anything you draw will get digitized and synced to your Wacom ID account, so you can access it through the Inkspace app on your desktop as well as on mobile devices. So I'm going to click install and then click next. And then you'll see that the Inkspace app is installed, so we can proceed. Depending on when you purchase the Intuos Pro, your device might need firmware updates, in which case you'll need to go to the Wacom Desktop Center right behind this window, and you'll see that there are 3 updates available. Now what's important to understand is that firmware updates can only be applied to the tablet when it's physically connected to your computer. You can't apply firmware updates over a wireless connection. So we'll just start by clicking on the first update and diligently read the warning and instructions, and then click next. Click yes to confirm the update, and then click OK to complete it. And we'll just repeat this process for the remaining 2 firmware updates. All right, now that we're done with the firmware updates, one thing that I want to point out is in the Wacom Desktop Center, you'll see the current charge level of your tablet. So in this case, my tablet is at 80%. It'll go to 100% probably in the next half hour, but we still have to finish up the Pro Setup Wizard. So let's go ahead here and click next, and we're done. Now, one of the things with the Wacom Desktop Center is you might notice that it automatically launches when you boot up. If you go to the menu item, there's an auto start here. If it's toggled, that means that it'll start whenever you boot into your computer, but if you disable it, it will not. So that's just one thing to know. Now we can quit out of here, go to the System Preferences, and then go to the Wacom tablet. And you can see now with my pen, everything is working nicely. As soon as the pen registers with the tablet, a Pro Pen 2 icon will appear. And this is where you can start controlling things. Like, for instance, I prefer having the modifier option key selected to the bottom button of my pen because I use it all the time in Lightroom. And you can go through, like always, control the express keys, the touch ring, the button in the middle, and just suit it to your needs. Now, just before I mention how there is a hardware toggle to control the touch functionality of the tablet. So watch what happens when I slide it off. You'll get a display that says that the touch is off and then back on. The last thing I actually want to show you on the computer is how to pair your Intuos Pro to your computer via Bluetooth. So the first thing you'll want to do is turn it on. You'll do that by pressing and holding the power button on the side of your tablet until the lights around the touch ring appear. You'll know that that's how it's on. Then we're going to go to the Bluetooth settings, and this is how you initiate pairing between the Intuos Pro and your computer. You want to press and hold the button in the middle of the touch ring for 6 seconds. So just press and hold it until you start to see the light flash, and on your computer you'll see the Intuos Pro line item appear. When you see it, just click on the pair button and you should be done. Now you'll have touch functionality wirelessly and all is well. All right, so the very last thing I want to show you with this tablet is how you can actually use it with paper mode. So this is the clip I showed you at the beginning. All you really have to do is slide the clip on kind of in the middle of the tablet, and it goes on and comes off really easily. And then with that done, you can see that it kind of slides or snaps up and down, and that's to hold the paper. So there's one part of the clip that connects to the tablet, and when it's on, it's nice and firm and steady, and then the second part is where you put the paper. So all I need to do is take some of this paper that came with the Intuos Pro, or you can use whatever paper you want, up to 10 sheets though, and then just kind of slide it in. And there you go. So the paper's on here. You want to make sure that it's within the active area. So I'm just going to shift it over there. So now it's in the active area. Now here's the cool thing. You know you're in kind of computer tablet mode when there is a little white LED around the touch ring. But as soon as you bring that gel ink pen next to the paper, you'll see a green plus sign appear right in the middle of the touch ring. And that indicates to you that you are now in ink mode and you can start drawing. And if you are scribbling on one piece of paper and you want to switch to the next one, just press that plus button and it'll save it so that you can start on an entirely new piece of paper, and it'll be a separate document, so you don't have to worry about having some of your drawings on one page merge with another one. And then as soon as the regular Pro Pen 2 comes into proximity, the ink pen function is turned off. So it's a really nice kind of seamless switch between the two. And again, you'll know you're in ink mode when you see that green plus sign in the middle of the touch ring. So that's that. I'm gonna start playing around with this right now. I have to customize a bunch of my Express keys because I haven't done it in a bit, admittedly, and I wanna make sure that everything is ready here. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing. I hope you got some information out of this, what to expect when you get an Intuos Pro. Leave any questions or comments or thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that thumbs up button. Let me know if you like it, because I love doing unboxings and I want to make sure you like them too. And then finally, subscribe for more videos. All right, everyone, I'll see you in the next one.